this is the Provoked Prawn, and this is Elgato's Wave mic arm, the low profile version of the mic arm from Elgato, and I've done a video separately on the other one if you're interested that I'll link to in the description. But in this video I'm going to be unboxing and setting up this mic arm along with the Wave DX, which is a new XLR microphone I've also done a video on. I'll link to in the description. That's worth checking out because that's a new XLR mic that gives you fantastic capture quality and really good sound. I want to talk to you about the highlights of this microphone arm and the setup process and a few things of interest along the way, one of which is there's no plastic included in the box here. It's just all cardboard, so wonderful job there from Elgato. They also have a really nice, good, solid mic arm. This is a good quality mic arm, and I really enjoyed the previous one, and I like this one too, with one caveat that I'll talk about a bit later on. Obviously, low profile means it sits low to the desk and has plenty of adjustability, as you'll see as we go in. It comes with a nice sturdy desk mount, and as you can see, that also extends nicely as well to allow for thick desks. And that's really good because I do have a really thick desk, as you'll see in a minute. It's nice and deep, and that could be a problem for some mic arms, but not for this one. So this is a good, sturdy, high quality mic arm that sits really low to the desk. So ideally what you'd do is you'd mount it at the rear of your desk and perhaps run it under your monitor, as you saw at the beginning of this video, and then adjust the position of it to suit your needs. Or you could set it off to the side perhaps and just run it that way and then adjust it upwards. It's good for a slightly different aesthetic, but it's really easy to set up. As you can see, as I said already, the desk mount, the clamp system there is fantastic because it's really deep, so there's plenty of room. I've got a nice big thick desk, and also the way that adjusts is really cool as well because it has a pulley system with a button on it, which basically means that you don't need to spin it all the way around when you're adjusting it. You can pull that lever down, which means if you are putting it against a wall, as you would be if you're sitting at the back, it's really easy to tighten it up and put it into place. And then you just slot the arm on top, and as you can see, there's plenty of movement in there where it'll spin around and you can move it and manipulate it about. The head itself is also adjustable into a variety of positions, and then you can just spin your microphone onto it and lock it into place. Now this Wave DX has the right thread mounting system for it out of the box, so it obviously fits nicely on there. And then there's a little disc at the bottom of there where you can spin that up and tighten things up nicely so it will hold on to any of the mics that you put on it. And I'll leave information in the description on its specs and the maximum sort of weight that it can hold and other things. But there are some other points of interest where you can see when you look from the top downwards. So as well as obviously mounting the microphone, you also have a channeling system for the cable management, which I'll show you in a second, which means that you can tuck away your cables, whether you're using an XLR microphone like I am, or a USB mic, which means you can make things a little bit neater. You can see just how adjustable this is though, so you can adjust not only sort of the position of the mic arm up and down, but you can also change where it sits and the position of the mic on the end of it to get it into the right position. Whether you've got a mic that you need to talk into the top of, or one that you need to talk into the front of, you can position it around in a variety of ways. You can also go up into this sort of L shape, where it'll sit up at an angle, so you can position it in any way that suits your needs. It's pretty flexible in that way. One thing that I will note though is that you can't get it any lower, which can be problematic, as I'll show in a minute, but really this depends on your setup and what your desk is like, and also your monitor system. Now here's a quick demo of the mic cable management. So this is an XLR mic, which means it has a nice thick cable to it, but that's not a problem for this mic arm because there is basically a recess within the arm itself where you can run your cables into it. There's a clip held in with magnets, a nice solid bit of metal with some magnetic clips, and I think that's an important point of the quality of this mic arm is fantastic. It's a nice solid mic arm with some good, well thought out logic to it. It's not all plastic and rubbish. You're getting what you're paying for here. It's a good quality and really convenient in terms of the setup of that. There's no clips, for example, that hold those bits in place. It's held in place with magnets, so it won't break over time if you're regularly swapping mics out, as I am, or doing other things that might require you to move it around. You'll also see that it also has plenty of space for the XLR cable and some probably to tuck more away if you need to hide some of that cable away to neaten things up. It's not only just running it through and into the gap, but you could also potentially hide some more away in there. So here's the finished product at least for demo purposes, set up on my desk. Obviously, as I said already, you might want to put it at the back of your desk. It's going to depend on the depth though, because as you'll see, my desk is pretty deep, pretty wide, and pretty thick as well. So this mic arm sort of deals with that in various ways, but it does also have some downsides to it. But as you can see, a nice aesthetic, and obviously suits perfectly to the Wave DX or Elgato's Wave mic lineup, as you'd expect. But it will work with other microphones as well, perfectly suited for other mics out of the box. As long as you have the standard adapters, you should be able to mount anything you like on there. So a nice little solid bit of kit. Now I want to get into the problem that I had. So this is a monitor that I'm testing, a 27-inch monitor with a stand that is not adjustable in height. So it has some tilt to it back and forth, but you cannot adjust the height of it up and down. As you can see, I've had to therefore put the mic arm over to the left-hand side of it. It's not adjustable up and down, which means that I can't tuck it under the monitor as you probably intended to, and so the positioning of it isn't perfect. In this case, I have to sit forward in order to be able to talk into the mic at the distance that you probably should. This is more of a complaint against the monitor, but I think it's worth mentioning because you need to bear in mind, if your monitor is not adjustable in height, you may well have this same problem where you have to think about the logic of where you're going to put the mic arm. I could set the mic arm off to my left and get it closer to me and then just position it that way instead. But I just wanted to demo that it doesn't run under all monitors, so it's worth keeping in mind just the height of that base and where it will sit and whether your monitor is adjustable in a way where you'll actually be able to get it underneath it. So hopefully useful insight. This has been the Provoked Prawn. Don't forget to check out the link to the full video on the Wave DX microphone, which is fantastic, and the Wave XLR interface that you can see here as well. Thanks for watching. This has been the Provoked Prawn. Hope you found this video useful, interesting, hilarious, or otherwise. Take a look at these other videos that I think you might find interesting as well. And have a look at the description for links and other information you might find useful. Click that join button to see the benefits of being a member of my YouTube channel. And most importantly, have a great life.